Hello there, I'm Gary Foster and welcome back to episode 15 of What Price Victory. In today's episode we're looking at a Melbourne Derby game as well as an AFC Championship game. Since the last episode there was a number of games played. The last episode featured Seongnam and MacArthur. Well, since then we had a 0-0 draw away to the Newcastle Jets, followed up by a 2-1 victory over Adelaide United, which was actually quite crucial when you look at the current A-League standings. We had a 1-0 win over United City from the Philippines in the AFC Championship. That was an expected result because United City are turning into the whipping boys of our competition. And then we had a come-from-behind effort to snatch a 2-2 draw with Sydney in the Big Blue Derby. So we can just quickly recap those the goals in the Adelaide United game. As I mentioned, we came from behind, I think, to win that. No, Laurie Latanzio, he opened the scoring, and Rudy Gestede came to our rescue. Laurie Latanzio has been a little bit of a much maligned player since Gestede, but it's nice to see both of them on the scoring sheet. So here you see Rojas with a good cross, and Laurie Latanzio got up, ghosting in from the left wing with a really good header. This is the Adelaide United equaliser, ball over the top, and just a cheeky little dink over the keeper. It was a well taken goal. Revved them up, and from a corner swung in, and Gestede, who'd come on as a substitute, he got the winner for us. So that was good to see. In the following game, which was against United City in the AFC Championship, there was only the one goal in it. So that was a little bit disappointing because, as I mentioned, United City are the whipping boys. They didn't have a shot all game. Our defence played exceptionally well. We mixed it up a little bit. And Jacob Italiano, he was our goal scorer. Okay, so the ball comes through to Brooks on the right, low cross in, and Italiano, similar goal to the previous game that we played. So ghosting in on the far post, and that was enough to get the 3 points. So that puts us in the box seat in Group G of the Asian Championship. Now in the Big Blue Derby, where we went up to Sydney, this was a very frustrating game because we were played off the park to a certain extent, and we came home with a wet sail. So we were down 2-0 at half time thanks to Barbarouses double, but we were able to get a last minute equaliser. Sydney on the ball. I thought Barbarouses might have strayed fractionally offside there, but you can't question his finish. It was pretty emphatic. So Ryan Grant with the ball inside, back to Grant. He comes in and just a simple tap in. I mean, there was enough victory shirts around there to stop that cross. And Traore brings the ball out, and Gestede gets behind his man, and pretty poor positioning there by the goalkeeper because he came too far across to the centre of the field. So that got us back in the game, and then with the referee looking at his watch, ineffectual clearance by Sydney, and Brimmer, who's come up, was unmarked from the penalty spot, got the winner in time added on. So that brings us up to date with the games. We'll just quickly go into the competition proper in the A-League. You can see that Melbourne Victory, we're in second spot, equal on points with Western Sydney Wanderers, but they have a game in hand. That win over Adelaide United that we had was quite crucial. We're now a point in front with a game in hand over them, and in the A-League Championship, it's an advantage to finish first or second. So with three teams fighting out for those top two positions, it could be an interesting final half a dozen games. In the AFC Championship, you can see here, I'll just call that GGG. We just might go back to that other screen. This one's a little busy. In the Melbourne Victory have put themselves in the box seat in Group G. Seongnam, who's the game that we play second today, if we get a point off them, we will qualify, because the game goes on results against either team, and we beat them in the first game. So Shanghai Port, they're still in with a chance of qualifying they've got a chance to overtake Seongnam if results go their way, and they should beat United City. So that sets us up for a Melbourne derby. Let me go and do some admin, and I'll come back to you in a second. Okay, so here's the squad to take on Melbourne City in the Melbourne derby. In goal, as usual, Acton, Traore, Broxham, who's come back from his usual midfield duties. He's playing central defence along with Sporanovic and Shotton. Teague, Brimmer and Barnett in midfield. Rojas and Italiano out wide, with Laurie Latanzio playing up front this time. Put Gastide back on the bench because he hasn't been returning the goals that he did last year, and Laurie Latanzio has been playing quite well when called upon. So good form has rewarded him. Interesting options. I can't understand why we're the underdogs if we're about 10 or 12 points in front of them in the league. There is a good underdog. They do react well to underdog talks, so I got no idea why that was an option. Still. Right, so here we are against Melbourne City. So, Shotton wide on the right, through ball through to Rojas and get a cross in. Yeah, dealt with pretty easily by the City defence, although Traore's picked the ball up, driving into the box. And what's he going to do? Plays it all the way back to Teague. Okay, setting it up again, guys. Okay, Barnett on the ball. Idea is I want to play wide. Okay, but Rojas on the ball. Can he beat on the near post? No, he can't. Okay, good little interplay. Although I do prefer that we play wide those rather than through the middle where there's a lot more bodies. Okay, a lot of players committed forward, so McLaren could make us pay. 2 on 2. A lot of blue shirts are forward, but Acton comes out a goal, comes off his line and cleans it up. Okay, do a little bit of encouragement, see if we can get all the green smarties up. There we go. Fired up. Okay, good, you're fired up. We'll do something about it. No one's playing out of their skin. So I'd be looking to Laurie Latanzio for something. He's played well for us. So here he is on the ball with Rojas. It's going to be a big loss at the end of the season, but Director of Football's on the case for a replacement. So sends the cross in. Dealt with pretty easily by the City defence, who now launch a long ball up for McLaren. Jamie McLaren on the ball. Right, just decide to leave a dangerous player like McLaren all by himself. Okay, so Italiano not playing terribly well. His numbers have been a little bit disappointing. I was expecting a little bit higher from him because he had such a good tournament in the Asian under-23s where he was selected in the team of the tournament. So, cross only half cleared. And a lot of blue shirts in space. Okay, dinky little pass gets blocked by Brimmer. Oh, okay, Laurie Latenzio, he's got the pace to get up there. But you're all by yourself. Got about 8 red shirts and Rojas. I wasn't expecting that. I think there was seven City shirts in the box. Rojas was the only white shirt up there, and Laurie Latenzio found him. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 shirts there. 4. Another 4 here. Good grief. Okay. Well taken, but certainly a little bit of good fortune about that. So 1-0 up on the half hour mark. Okay, clock ticking away. Defending a corner just before half time. Ooh, McLaren with the header over the bar. Okay, so a couple of players down there just need to pull their socks up a little bit. I think we will give them a little bit of praise because they are going to react probably better than that. I'm happy with your performance. Well, kind of not, because the numbers don't reflect that. No, the underdogs here give it... Well, I know you're capable of even better. Outstretched arms. I'm happy. Oh, I can't be happy. Things are going well, but I know you're capable of better. I just don't understand these options that we're given. So anyway, we'll see how this sort of pans out for the next 10 minutes. Italiano will probably be coming off, as will... May have to look at the defensive end rather than the attacking end. Italiano with 6.5. Teague now, he's bottoming out at 6. So I'll pause that and substitute Haraj for Ryan Teague. A pretty poor return for him, really. Teague, that's going to be basically your last chance. Is he onside? Ball floated in. He seemed to have a lot of time. Celebrating, disallowed, offside obviously. Yeah, I thought he'd... it was a floater, only a... yeah, only a pencil width. Against a static defence, but anyway, it's been ruled out. So just carry on, give them all a little bit of encouragement, and City on the ball. Haraj with the long clearance to no one in particular. Right, City driving the ball into the box, shot him with a header, poor header. Traore, come on, let's just get a shirt. Okay, Italiano, this is redemption day for you, son. On the ball, drives into the box and Piss poor attempt. Ah. Try more long balls. No, don't want long balls. I want to play out of defence. Okay. Maybe have to look at a few things. Rowe is running on empty, although he's playing so well. Italiano. I'll bring him off a Consoba and just hope I can squeeze another 10 minutes out of Rojas. So waiting for the next highlight. So we're playing away from home. I might even go to a more cautious approach. Might be too early, but might have to start running down the clock. Yeah, I played that. Yeah. I don't think I changed that from the previous game. Yeah, no, I want that. I want to work the ball into the box. Now I want to play for set pieces. And now I want to start time wasting. A couple of players running on empty. Yep. And in order to progress the game, you've got to press the play button. Rookie error again. Oh, Brimmer. One more substitution. Looking at Sporanovic in defence. Substitute off with Storm Rue. But I want Rue. You can play there with Shotton. Swap with Shotton. Let's give them a little bit of encouragement. I don't want to give them praise. It's only 1-0 to the good. Oh, Rojas. Didn't it just come up there that Rojas has picked up an injury? So I've just made my last sub. So am I playing one short? Did I misread that? I thought I saw there in the game stats that Rojas was injured. Anyway, not to worry. Okay, Consoba on the ball. Long searching pass for Latanzio. Oh, hits the post with a... maybe the keeper would have had it covered, but it was certainly something out of the... offside goal. Goal disallowed, sorry. Okay. So there we have it. Once again, not pretty, but it's 3 points. When you have a look at the XG there with Melbourne City and 20 shots, they've got a right to feel a little bit dirty about that. I think we've burgled the 3 points. The dressing room. I think we'll give them that was really special, lads, and give them all a good reaction to that. So that maintains our dominance over Melbourne City. It puts us to the top of the table, even though Wanderers have got 2 games in hand. Looks like a goal on the 30-minute mark was enough. So just let me go through here, see if there's anything that I need to worry about. And it's the new city coach, Sawoznik, who's been appointed. Okay, so it would seem that 3 points has given us a bit of a gap to play. I'll just go and do a little bit of the admin through the inbox, and we'll come back for the AFC Champions League game against Seongnam, where a point will be enough to get Victory into the second round of the competition. So stay tuned, I'll be back to you shortly. Okay, so here we are ready for the next Asian Champions League game for Melbourne Victory. It will be a Group G contest, and as you can see, we're in the box seat down here in Group G. 10 points, so if we can keep Seongnam at bay with a draw, that should help us immensely and get through to the next round. You can just have a look at the overall rules. We're currently here at the group stage. So down here, the qualification is the best 3 teams from A to E qualify for the second round, and the 3 best teams from F to J go through. So we just need to keep an eye as we're in Group G. But when we qualify for the second round, the start date of that is 16/5 to 23/5, and that's next month when the A-League is in its grand final and final series. So there's going to be some competing priorities in that particular round, and even more so when we get to the quarterfinals from July. When the quarterfinals are on, that's right in the middle of our close season. So if Victory are to progress, we're going to be playing competitive football when everyone else is on the drink and having a close season. So that's going to be problematic. And although we're getting ahead of ourselves here, the semi-finals in September, and the final itself is in October. So that's all before the next season kicks off. And also in July we've got the FFA Cup kicking off. So what's going to be the priority? FFA Cup, probably not, but we need to go deep into this Asian Champions League game. So anyway, we'll just go quickly now to the team selection. We've got Acton in goal, Traore, Sporanovic, Ansel and Rue in defence, Teague, Broxham and Haraj, who are in our midfield, and Brooks and Italiano out wide, with Laurie Latanzio up front. I'm starting to lose a little bit of patience with Laurie Latanzio, so Yaya Dukley, who has put in some performances in the under 23s, I'm going to be bringing him on. Now, also, Sporanovic, Matty Sporanovic has been given a serve by my assistant coach at a press conference during the week, so he's having a little bit of a tanty. So hopefully it won't be catastrophic, and we'll just see how it all pans out. Okay, so here's the Melbourne Victory side to take on Seongnam in this Group G Asian Champions League game. Acton in goal, Traore, Sporanovic, Ansel and Rue. Rue's in, starting for Shotton, who's out suspended. Teague with slightly more defensive duties as a ball-winning midfielder, and I want Barnett to play in a more advanced playmaker role. Broxham box-to-box support. Okay, so Italiano and Brooks are our wide players. Italiano is basically in the last chance saloon, otherwise he might be finding himself on the bench a little bit more, because he hasn't been giving me the numbers that I want, and Gustede has come in for Laurie Latanzio. Let's submit that. Then, so a point would be good. Pump fists, secure qualification to go out and impress me. Match preview, kickoff, skip. I just will pause that just to have a look at the tactics, because I wanted to go with a more cautious mentality and I wanted to be in possession. I wanted to shoot on sight, play for set pieces, so I wanted to play an out of possession. I have a lower defensive line. I want that to be more compressed in the middle. So I don't know whether it's actually possible to set your team up to play for a draw, but that's certainly what I want to do at the moment. I mean, the other mentality is defensive. I could do that, but the fact that Shanghai Port have scored 2 early goals against United City, that makes this game even more important, because it just compresses everyone in the top 3. So we've got a shout coming up, depending on what this happens with this highlight. Ooh, shot across the bow. So we'll just give them a bit of encouragement. Shanghai Port with another goal. So yeah, it makes just everything compressed at the top. She makes it all to play for with even 2 games in hand. The only thing that assures us we do get a point in this game is that we will qualify. Then it's all up to the final game for Seongnam and Shanghai Port. Anyway, let's get through this game first. Castide with the ball knocks it back to Barnett. Teague, crossfield pass to Traore and a lot of space. So move forward. Dinky little ball through to Italiano, if he can get onto it. Italiano with the ball ricochet rabbit in the penalty area and gets cleared out. So are we going to get caught? No. Okay. Just go back to that. We just know the point is all we need. We won't worry about what else is happening. Time to shout a little bit of praise on them, perhaps, that they're still in this game. Complacent. It's not the reaction I was expecting. Barnett not playing well. Castide with a booking. Ooh, give them praise, and they're going to go and concede on me. So important to get through to half time. We've been defending the penalty area, which is kind of what I expected. We haven't hardly had a sniff of possession, which again I'm not all that surprised about. But I think we can give them a bit of praise. Keep it up. They should all react positive to that. Okay, so Rudy Castide, I need some of your goal scoring brilliance. I need Barnett to extract his digit. Quite frankly, I'd be happy if this clock just wound down. If we didn't get another highlight, I wouldn't be disappointed. So, looking at fitness levels, a couple of people there not playing to the not playing what I would have expected. Ignore that. Do that. Okay. Pausing. Okay, so Barnett and Broxham, my midfield. The engine room is spluttering. So Haraj and Brimmer, some fresh legs there. Ooh. Okay. I mean, I've set this game up to be quite defensive, so the only thing I can do is encourage at 0-0. 20 minutes on the clock plus added time. So Rue, do something. Ball through to Gastede. He's never going to get on the end of that. So just pause that. So with the tactics in possession, need to be more disciplined, time wasting, slow it down. I'm still playing for set pieces. Out of possession, stay on feet. Pressing intensity, less urgent. Don't want to press. Alright. Confirm changes. Okay, defending a corner. Italiano's bottoming out. Gastede. Something in our defensive end. Teague's playing okay. No, he's not. No. Traore. Let's keep it as it is. Okay, defending quite well. Need to be winding it down. Wind down the mentality. Can I play for 0-0? Too much time on the clock. Oh, it's the post. Ah, dear. Ignore. Do it. Ooh, Acton in the middle of a whole group of players. Right, you can only hold on to the ball for 6 seconds, but if you want to make it 6 minutes, that'll be fine. Long ball to Gastede. Oh, we've burgled it. Absolutely burgled it. Okay, so there you go. I'm not certainly not unhappy with that result, but as you can see, Seongnam would be absolutely gutted by all that, considering we only had 2 shots on goal. But I'm sure a lot of other people have been in that position before, and that's assured us of the progression into the second round. So that's great news for Victory. You have a look at our schedule now. Our thoughts will be returning to the A League, and now that we've qualified, we'll probably come back for one of those early games. So we probably won't be playing too many offline now as it gets down to the end of the season. So with that, I'm Gary Foster. Thank you very much for watching What Price Victory, and we'll catch up with you shortly.